All right, so I won't go through from the start, but this is the drawing that I produced earlier on, and what I've done is I've taken a photocopy of it. The reason I've done that is twofold. One, it means that the marks on the surface are not made by pencil lead, which is going to get smudged. And two, it means I've got the original, so at any point I can just go back to the original. I'm picking up a pencil, which I don't need to do. What I want to do now is to get a fine liner. So this is it. That's what I want to use. Just pick this up. So yeah, it's working well. So what I want to do is I want to go over this just with a fine line, just defining those edges, and so the whole thing just stands out a bit more than what it did. And you can see already that it just gives it a much better presence. So again, if you're not too sure where you should be going, just practice going between the 2 points before you actually make that final journey. And also you can start correcting as well. You see little mistakes that you've made where you've put things in the wrong place or the line is going the wrong direction. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to ink all this in. When you do this, the other thing you probably want to do, I was alluding to this before, is that bottom line. You just want to give it a little bit more weight to. And the reason for that, and it won't harm if you just go a little bit further either. Just make it a bit more of a construction line. And those outside lines as well, especially if you imagine that the light is coming in from this direction. What I would do is I would leave those two edges just quite fine, but I would add a weight, almost like a shadow, to the opposite side. So you've got light coming in from there, those two edges where the light is hitting, and so I'm just going to darken those down a little bit. All right, as we go internally, just as before, knocking in those 7 segs. Don't also have to make every line be absolutely accurate. If a line at certain points just stops, your mind will do the rest, and so that's not a massive issue. Okay, we can see here a little bit of dickiness here. Can you see we've got a little step? So I'm just going to pull that out a little bit. Just try and correct that picture. I've got to be careful because then I was going in the wrong direction by about 1 millimeter, which over that very small amount is quite a lot. You can see this. I think that edge there is sort of going in the wrong direction now. So I've got to be careful, and it's because I'm hurrying that I'm starting to do this a little bit wrong. Okay, but again we can see that we're starting to get a bit more presence. Of course, once you've done this, what you want to do is you want to get back to that photocopier and photocopy this again, and what you'll end up with is a picture where the black lines are much darker, and we want that because the last thing we're going to do is we're going to use the pen. What I've done here is I've made the left side of those buttons slightly darker to give the impression that there is a little bit of shadow. A really odd place to have a little speaker down here, I've got to say. Never mind. And we've got a large 7 segs here, making sure that those edges run parallel. That's right. And I think what I'm going to do with this as well, I'm just going to bang in a number. I could even get like a red pen The numbers are difficult things because they can look really good and they can look absolutely awful. And so just be a little bit careful. All right, that's fine. And this also, there was going to be an LCD display, wasn't there? Which hasn't really gone in the middle. Never mind. Okay, so that's my second one. Now what I'm going to do is just again bang that in, doing those edges which could do with a little bit of shadow. Double line on those. Bit of shadow down here as well, isn't it? And what we're looking for is really that edge, that edge, that edge, that edge would be where the light is coming from. And so this edge here would also have a bit of shadow on it. And there might also be a bit of shadow there. Alright, so that's that one done. And I'll keep on doing this and then we'll come back and do a little bit of rendering.